All right, let's get right into it. Finding profitable e-commerce products? Yeah, it's absolutely not a guessing game. It's a data-backed blueprint. Today, we're unpacking the exact step-by-step process that successful sellers use to discover massive hits way before their competitors even catch on.
So, here's a question for you. Why do some online stores pull in thousands of dollars every single month, while others, well, they completely flatline after just a few sales? I'll tell you right now, it's not luck. The absolute dividing line between scaling to the moon and failing fast, it's product selection.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for the explainer. We're hitting the e-commerce success secret, spotting problems and trends, analyzing competition and profit, validating and testing products, avoiding fatal beginner mistakes, and finally, your path to profitability. We are going to get you from guessing to scaling.
Section 1. The e-commerce success secret. Look, product research isn't just some minor checklist item. It is the absolute foundation of literally every successful e-commerce business. You see, a winning product has a very specific anatomy. We're talking about 5 non-negotiable traits. It solves a real problem, it has high demand, manageable competition, good profit margins, and it's easy to market. Think of something like a specialized pet grooming brush that instantly removes shedding hair without hurting the dog. If you're missing even one of these core criteria, man, scaling becomes a massive uphill battle.
And here is the biggest paradigm shift. Beginners get stuck blindly searching for products. Pros, on the other hand, we strategically hunt for problems. It's like a giant puzzle. You locate a widespread frustration first, and then you source the exact product that fixes it. It totally flips how you approach the market.
Moving on to Section 2, spotting problems and trends. So, if we need to find problems first, how do we actively spot these lucrative little headaches out in the real world?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that human frustration translates directly into sales. I'm talking about areas like home organization, fitness challenges, pet care, kitchen inconveniences, travel difficulties. Imagine someone wrestling with a completely chaotic suitcase. Boom, a set of high-compression packing cubes solves that instantly. Basically, the bigger the daily inconvenience, the easier the product's going to be to sell, because buyers are highly motivated to just make the headache go away.
Once you've zeroed in on a problem, you want to hit the marketplace gold mines. We're looking at Amazon bestsellers, Daraz trending products, AliExpress hot products, Etsy, and TikTok Shop. But remember, you aren't just casually browsing here. You are actively hunting for items with high sales volume and steady demand. You really want to see that people are already voting with their wallets.
And then validation happens on social media. Smart sellers use platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, the Facebook ads library, YouTube Shorts, and Pinterest to do their homework. Listen, if a product is repeatedly popping up in paid ads across these platforms, that is a massive green light. Competitors don't just keep burning cash on ads if they aren't converting, right? So a repeated ad presence means they are actively making money from it right now.
Which brings us to Section 3, analyzing competition and profit. Because hey, subjective appeal is great and all, but it absolutely must be backed up by cold, hard, objective data.
There's this huge misconception out there that you need a product literally no one has ever seen before. No way! Actually, competition is a fantastic indicator. It definitively proves there's high demand for the product. The sweet spot you're looking for is high demand but manageable competition. Specifically, markets where existing sellers just have really weak marketing. You want a space that's active but not entirely monopolized by massive global brands.
So, the crucial point is, the math actually has to work in your favor. Let's look at this breakdown. With a landed product cost of $5 plus $3 for shipping, your total cost is $8. If your selling price is $24.99, you secure a $16.99 profit. This isn't just about pocketing some extra cash. This is about basic business survival. You have to ensure every transaction leaves enough on the table to reinvest back into the machine.
That's $16.99 a profit per sale? That is your operational buffer. Having a healthy margin like this is absolutely vital to cover your advertising costs and fund your business growth. If your margins are paper thin, even a minor spike in ad rates will completely wipe out your profitability. Healthy margins give you the leverage to actually outbid competitors and scale up without running out of cash flow.
Now, beyond the math, you gotta look for the wow factor. A winning product should be lightweight, easy to ship, and honestly, difficult to just run out and buy at a local store. And maybe most importantly, it has to be incredibly easy to demonstrate in a quick video. Take a posture-correcting brace, for example. It absolutely must solve the problem visibly in a 3-second scroll-stopping video. If you can't show its value instantly, you're going to have a really tough time converting scrollers into buyers.
All right, section 4, validating and testing products. This is where we take our potential winning idea and put it through a really rigorous, real-world stress test before spending the big money.
Before you even think about deploying serious capital, you need to leverage specific tools like Google Trends, Amazon Search Suggestions, TikTok Search, and dedicated keyword research tools. You're trying to verify one absolutely crucial thing here. Is consumer interest actually growing over time? You want to catch a rising wave, not a dying trend that already peaked 6 months ago.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a really structured testing timeline. First, test with a small budget. Second, run simple ads. Third, measure the actual customer interest. And fourth, scale only after you see positive results. The discipline to stick to these steps is exactly what stops you from blowing your whole budget early on a product that looked amazing on paper but completely tanked in the market.
Which leads perfectly into Section 5, avoiding fatal beginner mistakes. Because knowing what not to do is just as critical for your survival as knowing the right steps.
You really want to avoid this graveyard of mistakes that kill most e-commerce stores in their very first month. We're talking about choosing products based on your own personal preference instead of hard data, ignoring market demand, jumping into vastly oversaturated markets, accepting tiny profit margins, or skipping competitor research altogether. Guys, these traps are absolutely lethal, but the good news is they are 100% avoidable with a little discipline.
Finally, Section 6, your path to profitability. It's time to take everything we've covered in this explainer and prepare to actually apply it to platforms like Shopify, Amazon, or Daraz.
And this brilliantly illustrates the entire end-to-end blueprint. 1. Find problems. 2. Research trends. 3. Analyze the competition. 4. Check those profit margins. 5. Validate the demand. And 6. Test your products smartly. Discovering winning products is a learned skill. It dramatically improves with practice. The more you run this exact system, the sharper your instincts are going to get.
I want to leave you with this really powerful thought. The right product can change your business, but the right research can change your life. Master this research phase, and the success, it just follows naturally. So which platform are you going to conquer first with this blueprint? Drop it in the comments below.